It's the Randi Rhodes Show. To speak with Randi, dial 561-270-3844. That's 561-270-3844.
You cannot just continue to blame society for evil people. At some point, you have to blame the criminal instead of just doing whatever you can to get the blame off of them and release them back into society quicker. Dan, I have been accused of just about every mass shooting there has been since the left has learned of my name, whether it's Uvalde or the King Super shooting in Boulder, Colorado, or the Buffalo, New York shooting, or even Paul Pelosi getting hammered. I have been blamed for all of them. And so all of this, it has to come to an end, this blame game. I think the left is pissed that I won my election.
Of course they are.
And so they're trying to find something to go after me about. I expressed my concern for the family, for the victims, and the way that they came after me is absolutely disgusting. We're all sick of this.
So what's this year's Christmas card, Lauren? Is it going to be you and your, indoctrination of little children into the gun culture, or are you going to just put nukes in their hands this year? The mass shooting epidemic in this country, we've surpassed 600 mass shootings in this country over the Thanksgiving weekend. These are uniquely American things. Thanksgiving and 600 mass shootings per year. Uniquely American. No other country celebrates, Thanksgiving or, has 600 mass. You realize that it's more rare in America to have a day without a mass shooting than it is to have a day without a mass shooting. Do you know that? I mean, America has this unique gun mass shooting problem. And people like her and people like Nick Fuentes and people like Kanye and people like, Gosar and Marjorie Taylor Greene, they worship the gun. They literally worship this piece of metal. They put it in their Christmas cards as if, ammunition is the reason for the season. And then, when we're done counting the dead, nearly 50 so far in the month of November, 50 dead in the month of November. So we count the dead, we honor their lives, and we say, oh, their lives were cut so short, it's just amazing, the possibility. And then it all fades from the headlines, and then it repeats on an endless loop. It happens again. The bloodbath begins again. And these legislators, she is a legislator, Chip Roy is a legislator, they literally refuse to do a damn thing about the weapon of choice for these mass murderers. They literally refuse, and they won't take any responsibility for their devotion to it. They won't take any responsibility for the indoctrination of their own children into this culture of killing, into this culture of weapons of war. I mean, I swear to God, you half expect her Christmas card to have like the HIMARS system on it with like a 6-year-old operating it at this point. And it's just so unbelievable. So we have 2 mass shootings a day in America. 2 mass shootings a day. What does that mean? That means 4 or more are killed in one gun episode, right? In one, And America is not numb to it. We're traumatized. We have become a culture of death. And they're all for it. They love death. They love it. They call themselves pro-life, but that they are all about death. They celebrate death. They cause, pregnant women can die now, and they don't give a damn. So this pro-life thing that they've been talking about, it has nothing to do with living, breathing women. It has absolutely nothing to do with living, breathing families. It has nothing to do with living, breathing elderly people. Because, with COVID and all, it was like, screw them. Everybody's over 65. We don't give a damn about their lives, right? We care about, guns. We care about the death penalty. We care about the fetus, not the women who carry the fetus. That's not your. They've even denied the fact that my body is mine. No, the fetus is supreme. I mean, everything is supreme with them. Everything, outranks living, breathing things. And then when you talk about mental illness, which obviously she suffers from, obviously Ye suffers from, obviously Marjorie Taylor Greene is bat crap, okay? Obviously Chip Roy is, just a devout liar who is dedicated to the proposition that, we will be armed with weapons of war forever from here on out, and let's just blame mental illness and fentanyl for mass murders. I don't understand it. But, and then when it comes up for a vote, meaning the bill for mental health access, vote no. We're not for providing access to mental health services. We're not for enforcing our laws. He says they all say these things. Well, we have enough laws on the books. Yes, but we don't enforce the half the laws on the books. We don't enforce the red flag laws in 60% of our counties. You literally have sheriffs who have decided that they are supreme, and you have a Supreme Court that decides that their opinion on guns is it. That is, and they won't. They don't like the restrictions on the concealed carry in New York City, a very densely populated city with subway, transportation below ground. No, they don't think that you should have to qualify to have a concealed carry permit. And so they just overturned the concealed carry permit application process in New York, right? They love guns. They're all about it. But whenever anything happens, oh, it's mental health. Whenever anything happens, oh, it's not my fault. Oh, whenever anything happens, we have more laws on the book. Well, what about the red flag laws that we won't enforce? Well, sheriffs, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to enforce our laws. What? States' rights, county rights now. It's so bizarre. The passing of the blame, the passing of the buck, when truly it is easy access to guns that is only a thing in America. And so mass shootings are only a thing in America. 2 mass shootings a day. And everybody that is pro-gun is down with that. It could, they're fine. Could happen to you, could happen to your kids, could happen in school, could happen in church, could happen at a Walmart, it could happen at the University of Virginia, it could happen at a gay nightclub, it could happen at a Walmart in Chesapeake. It just, and then they'll just say, oh, well, he was a deeply disturbed 31-year-old man. He was a deeply disturbed 23-year-old man. But when it comes to, expanding access to mental health care services, no, we're a no. What? So we have this lame duck session, okay? And, the House passed an assault weapons ban. You know that. I think in July, the House passed the assault weapons ban. And it's sitting in the Senate doing absolutely nothing. We need 60 votes. I doubt there are 60 votes. We may have 51. We may, if, Warnock prevails, as he should. Then we'll have 51. And so maybe we have to, we couldn't even fold it into a tax bill because the parliamentarian, as you know, would say that's not germane, that doesn't fall under the reconciliation. So we would need 9 Republicans who say enough of this bloodbath, enough of being the most violent country on the planet, enough of, I think the only other country with more guns in the possession of the people is Somalia. And they're involved in a civil war, But I think it's the only other country, that even ranks with us. There are so many guns on the street, and the guy that shot up the Walmart, I think it was. I can't keep my mass shootings, straight. Excuse me, but it was the Walmart shooter. The one that left a note saying, "Dear God, forgive me for what I'm about to do." And said Satan, was telling him to do this and that he was humiliated and somebody hacked his phone and he took it personally that Satan had hacked his phone. I don't know. Obviously, should have been red flagged. If there was mental health care in this country, he would have been. But he was able to buy his gun the day that he committed his crime. So he goes, he brushes his teeth, he washes his face, gets the little sleep out of his eyes, brushes his hair, goes to the gun store, buys a gun, and then goes to the Walmart and shoots his own employees. And what did the right wing say? Deeply disturbed. mentally ill. Colorado Springs, 22-year-old. 22-year-old. He had been arrested the year before for an alleged bomb threat against his own mom, against his own mother. And the one at University of Virginia, 22-year-old, multiple run-ins with the law, including a 2021 conviction for a concealed firearm carry without a license. No problem getting a gun. No problem at all. No other country allows this. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.